of a reggae. That is Xowié, who we're speaking to today, and that theme of the reggae conversation we were having in the first hour is maintained there, with Stone Boy from Ghana being featured there, and that's another reggae artist on the African continent. Maybe like I don't know which reggae artists I can choose that is my favorite. He's one of the best that we have right now. But we're speaking with Xowié, and a beautiful musician, as you could hear from that wonderful voice. And this is actually something that I love about that song, because we were supposed to come back earlier and say, come and talk. And I was like, no, let's listen to the song just a little bit longer because it's so lovely. And I love finding out about new musicians who are able to do that. Keep you listening, keep you engaged, and that's why new musicians are needed. And from her debut, she has explored influences such as Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Lauryn Hill, and also other contemporary voices like Victoria Monet. Zoe's writing also explores themes of love, self-worth, communication, and emotional growth. She joins us on the line. Hey, Zoe, thank you for joining us right here on Channel Africa.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, man, it's good to
Zoe.
hear from you. You've got such a beautiful voice, man. I was supposed to come in back to do the link like 2 minutes before the end of that show. And I was like, no, guys, I love her voice. She is amazing. You've got a beautiful voice. Tell us, where does that voice come from?
Where does it come from? I don't know. My genes.
Yeah, no, it's more than genes, man.
My family is very musical.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
It's a family thing.
Okay, and where are you from?
I'm from Northern KZN.
Okay.
I grew up there, and then I also lived in Free State, Kwakwa. And I also lived in Thunderbell Park.
Okay,
so
okay.
I've been everywhere.
Yeah, you belong to South Africa, basically.
South Africa, Nina.
And when did you find your voice? Was it through family members? And tell us a little bit about how that happened.
I think listening to like different sounds from my dad's playlist growing up really had a huge impact in the kind of music that I do now, or even me like choosing to pursue music as a career. But also like all my sisters could sing. So I grew up around people that could, different stuff with their voices, and that really inspired me. So it's always been like at the back of my mind that like this is something that I really want to do like full time.
I love that. Zoe, what's interesting about not just the song that we heard, but, your music is that there's an intersection of genres, some R&B, some neo-soul, some pop, some reggae as well in that particular song. And usually artists want to find a genre and stick to it. But sometimes your voice and your expression needs you to mix in a little bit more. How did you find that? Was there a particular genre that you wanted to stick to? Or have you always been someone who wants to play with sound and play with the genres?
Honestly, I think, like I said, like my dad had a very the playlist was everywhere. It was R&B, it was reggae, it was all these types of genres. And I feel like I'm not a person that also likes boxing themselves. Yes, at my core, like I'm an R&B neo-soul singer, but I'm not a person that likes, closing themselves off. So I feel like also with me, obviously having the vision of tapping into a global audience, I will need to tap into different sounds and try and find different audiences from all over the world.
Mm-hmm. When did you start singing? Where were you? And how did you keep exploring your voice and working on it, sharpening that skill?
I think I've always had the voice, subconsciously, my teachers in primary school were always
come to the choir
growing up. And then when I got to varsity, my sister encouraged me to enter for Idols, and then I did, got a golden ticket. I went to theater week, but unfortunately I got cut off. but more than anything, that experience really like kind of pushed me to buy my first guitar because I was around so many creatives
Oh,
who
nice.
could do so many different stuff that I couldn't do at the time. So it really inspired me to say, okay, you need to take this seriously. And when I got back home, I bought my first guitar and I started writing.
Oh, that's
From
cool.
then on, I started posting myself on TikTok, and now we're here.
Okay. It seems like it's been a personal journey for you.
It
Did-
has.
and like learning something on your own is pretty difficult, right? How
Yeah.
did you navigate that? Because I'm also on that guitar journey, just by myself at home and going through that experience. Or was it also like now and then collaborating and working with other people who are like-minded as you are?
Not even. I think I would constantly like be on YouTube learning how to play the guitar. So it was never a thing of like there was somebody that I could be with. And I feel like that's a really good thing to like have when you're still at the foundation of your career. Like just learn about what it is that you can or cannot do on your own. And then I feel like as time goes on, then you can try and collaborate with other people when you have something already. Like when you have discovered what it is that you like already.
All right, Zoe, I'm definitely going on my app, my music app right now, and I'm downloading your song because it is a magical voice. It's a beautiful discovery today. We hang out with Zoe, and we just heard a very wonderful song there with Stone Boy as we opened up the conversation titled No One. We'll find out more about this wonderful neo-soul musician after the break.
Es-tu préoccupé par quelque chose? Es-tu passionné par les questions qui comptent? As-tu une voix qui mérite d'être entendue? Eh bien, nous avons la plateforme parfaite pour toi. Téléphone-nous ou fais-nous un WhatsApp au +27 66 408 87 42 et nous te rappellerons. Sois dans la conversation.
Salut Channel Africa, ici Beno le diamant rouge aka Binal Export depuis le Cameroun, le pays des lions. Voilà.
Sois dans la conversation. Il ne s'agit pas seulement de parler, mais c'est ta chance d'exprimer ton point de vue, de partager tes opinions et de t'engager avec une communauté qui valorise ton avis. Suivez-nous sur les réseaux sociaux, visitez notre site www.channelafrica.co.za et préparez-vous à partager vos points de vue sur Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Palesa and Benjamin fuel your day with fresh African perspective on Channel Africa.
We're hanging out with the incredible voice, but also really pretty singer-songwriter Zoe, who's joining us on the line to speak about her incredible music. 2023 was a big year for you, Zoe. That's when you released your debut single, Rainy Days. But it also marked an important moment in your career. Tell us about that.
I think for so long, probably like 2 to 3 years, I was just, okay, not 3 years actually. I think for 2 years I was on TikTok just doing duets and singing covers as much as I could just to try and get people to, you know, like notice me and all that. So when I released Rainy Days, it was because people had been asking so much. They're like, okay, we see the duets, we see all these covers, but like we need music from you. And that's when I released Rainy Days. It did take a bit of time because, you know, like, I don't know, a part of me just wanted like to like do it right, do it when I feel like, okay, I'm confident enough that this is what I want to give people.
And since then, you started working with, someone that they signed you and you're like, okay, it's time to work now. Were you prepared for that? Were you prepared? I mean, sometimes you put yourself out there. You obviously look forward to that big break. And then when that big break happens, you're like, oh my goodness, I wasn't prepared for this. Do you think you were prepared for that big moment when it happened?
I think so. A part of me was. I mean, I'm not a person that thinks about things before they happen, to be honest. So, like, when it happens, I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing this. Okay, we're doing this. It wasn't really, like, crazy, but it was a little bit overwhelming in the beginning because I had to move to Joburg and now start working on music, like, 24/7. Like, that's all I can think about. That's all I'm doing.
Sure.
Every day when I wake up, that's all I can think about. So it was a little bit overwhelming, obviously, like working with new people, new environment. Yeah, but honestly, like so far, I've really enjoyed the experience so much more that I didn't think is involved in music. So yeah, I'm just grateful for the experience.
And what are those discoveries, I mean, that you are learning right now as you are just grinding and working on your artistry? Because I have a suspicion that we are going to hear more of your voice going on, because it's a wonderful voice.
Yes. Sorry?
I was just asking you, what are you learning in this process of coming to Joburg and being in studio and just grinding in the music?
Yes. I think more than anything, I'm learning about the power that I have in the story that I tell, my own story.
Great.
Like with songs like Your Change and Home, those songs are really like close to my heart. And I speak about the experiences that I went through when I moved to Joburg and my, like my family, relationships with my friends and all that. So I've kind of used all that experience into my music.
I love that. I mean, I'm looking at you just working through just your creative process here, through your EP, and now through this album, ALLO. Is it ALLO or is it ALLO? ALLO. Tell us what ALLO is all.
A little long overdue.
Yes, tell us what that's all about.
I think with obviously like the older songs in the album, I think are probably from like 2022. Like songs like Your Bittersweet, they're all the way back in 2022 when I actually started like writing music. And with these other songs on the Deluxe as well, they're from last year. I did them, I think, in 1 week actually. I had a writing camp with DreBombay. So I think the album itself like consists of different like seasons in my life, and that's what I really wanted to give people. With this latest one, it's a bit more lively. It's a bit more, the confidence is just, multiply.
Nice.
But yeah, and I think more than anything, that's how I wanted to start the foundation of my story.
The foundation of your story is strong because you're featuring some wonderful collaborators here. Stone Boy, you've got Ben Soul here. How did that happen?
I think after the first project dropped, actually with Ben Soul, I did it in 2023. They had a writing camp here in South Africa with Saudi Soul. So my manager called me, he's like, Saudi Soul is in South Africa. Let's see if you can like be in studio with them and see what you can come up with. And we were able to come up with, I think, 3 songs. And from those 3 songs, that's when we came up with Bittersweet. But now, crazy thing is, it only came out last year. That's like 2 years later. So it's been in the shelf for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And with Stone Boy, I think I had a studio camp with DreBombay, and in that studio camp we probably made like 8 songs, and No One was one of the songs in that bunch. So I wanted somebody that really has that strong, authentic reggae, dancehall, feel to them. And when Stone Boy was in South Africa, he contacted my manager. He's like, I'm in South Africa. And then I went into the studio. They sent him the record actually. And then he was like, no, I love it. 2 days later, we're in studio. 2 more days later, and now we're shooting the music video. And yeah, that's how it happened. The energy was just like very authentic and not really like forced or anything.
Yeah, love that. The one thing about the art is that the music is there. We hear your voice is incredible. But through telling your story, I think it's also reminding me of like the power of a really great team. Them being able to tell you this is who's in the country. We can be able to connect you with them, etc. How have your experience been with, working with a great team that's able to, where you can see, your career actually moving and going into its different phases?
Honestly, I'm really grateful. I don't think you can structure it or say, these are the people I'm going to find or whatever. But I prayed about it, and fortunately I did find a team of people that really care about my career and they care about the vision that I have. And I think obviously not everything will be like smooth and all that. We all have different ideas and all that creatively. But I found people that really like understand me, and I've also learned to compromise. You know, when you're used to working alone, like you're used to being the one that has all the ideas, but now you have to like kind of like be open to having other people in this thing as well. But so far, like I haven't had any like compromising issue with my team. It's been just, smooth.
Nice, man. Smooth music indeed. Where can people find you, Xowié? And also, tell us how you spell your name, because people might just lose out on you. Because so that's Xowié. Yeah, where can we go online to find you?
Yes. So you can find me on all social media platforms. It's Xowié_music, XOWIE_music on all social media platforms.
Nice. We've enjoyed it. And we're going to say goodbye because we want to hear a little bit more of that song, No one more time. Thank you so much, Xowié, for joining us right here on Channel Africa.
Thank you, Xowié.
Thank you so much for having me.
Nice one. That is Xowié. Beautiful music, and of course, such a great vibe as well. So go check it out. It's XOWIE. Well, we don't want to end the music, but we do have to get our latest sports updates. So let's bring back Musibudi Makura.